We are live tonight. Welcome along, everyone. Just bear with me a wee minute. I just remembered I need to turn that switch off. Welcome along, everyone, to me returning at home in the shed with me. And as usual, we have Doug in the background.
Howdy do, everybody.
So,
Good to
so
see
he'll be
you.
in the background, keeping you all in check. And
Yeah, right.
so I'll pop him back in the background, and then I'll explain what I'm going to do today. So, as the title says, I have this eccentric chuck, and I've had it for over 10 years, and I haven't done much with it. Okay. So, tonight we're doing a box and lid with eccentric turning on it. So, I have some samples I've done today, and you see the patterns you can get on just a couple of pieces. And oh, let's see, that one goes that way. You know, it's need to go play, have a wee play with it. You can get some magnificent shapes, and it looks cool. Well, so what I mixed that with for my inlay was isopon. Use over or the other side of the pond may call it bondo for cars. That's what it is. I'm just going to get the tin. It's isopon car filler, and
Okay.
we can add color to it to change the color of it, and it does work, and it sets okay. So that's why I wanted to test it out before we got into this tonight. So I will just move this out of the way, and then I'll be back. We'll get started. Where the my lead, my mouse is caught up in something. Uh, right, I'm back. I'm back. Right, let's see where we are. We'll have a piece of beach, and it's 4 inches by 2 inches, and we're going to make the lid out of this piece first. And when we're making the lid first is we need to do the eccentric turning on the top of it, and then put the inlay in there and mix the isopond up. And while that's hardening, we can work on the bottom piece. So that's the plan. Uh, Hopefully it'll go that way.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, it worked all right when I was trying the test pieces, and I have no problems. So
Good.
what I have here is a sacrificial piece of wood uh, uh, on my chuck here. We're going to put a jam, make a jam chuck for this to fit onto. So I've measured the diameter of my uh, tenon on this, and we need to mark it onto that tailstock. So we're just going to mark that onto that. We'll start to lay it up somewhere there. Okay. So, Doug, you can tell me who's in tonight.
Okay. Be glad to do that. Um, anyway, uh, good to see everybody. It's been a lovely day here already. Mid afternoon, sun is shining. Not terribly warm, but it's warmer than it has been. There's no snow on the ground anymore, so we're grateful for that. So, who all's in the chat? We started off with Jennifer's Craft and Creations. Glad to see you, Jennifer. Malcolm Douglas is in with us today. Paul Norfolk Hunter is in. Malcolm Douglas. Alex the Wood Butcher, or Wursel the Wood Butcher. That's Alex. We're glad to have you. Alex, been seeing you a lot recently. It's been good to have you back in. Pete Twisted Trees is in. Dale, Old Man River Woodturner is in. Let's see, I said Malcolm. Robert Baltwood is here. Steve Perkis is here. Glad to have you, Steve. Michael McEwen. Mr. Gold is in. Glad to see you. Roger Kent is here. Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks is in. We keep scrolling down. Chris Charlton is here. Tony Smith is here. Norman Greenwell is here. Up, my chat just jumped. Where'd we go?
So we needed a nice tight fit in this.
Well, help my time. Where in the world? There we are. That's close enough. Yes, there's Norman. Todd. Albert Dawson is here. Brian at Heartwood Turning is in. Roger Kent. Wayne the Wood Turner is here. Glad to see you, Wayne. I think there's a couple of more here. So we just keep going. Gav Sade is in. How you doing, Gav? Mark at Turnigan Crafts is in. Gerard the French Turner is in. Good to see you, Gerard. Keep going down the line. And that's me at the bottom. I don't think I missed anybody, but if I did, I truly apologize. It was fully unintentional, and I'll be glad to call your name out. Just say "me too" or something to that effect, and we'll get you covered. That looked like a pretty good fit.
That's a very good fit.
Almost too good, huh?
Yeah, just a wee bit tight. Just want to clean
Haley
that up.
Woodenboro. Glad to see you, Haley.
So I'm just going to do a quick sand now because I might be able to get at it later.
Karsten Pedersen is in. How you doing, Karsten? Getting those good tight chucks like that is. There's a couple of there are a couple of great techniques for getting a good tight fit like that. But doggone, if I turn the camera on, I can't get it to fit for anything.
Okay,
I
so
can, but
I've seen this chuck before. Terry was using it one night. Okay, so I'm mounting it onto the chuck here. This is my waist block for jam chuck, and that's us on. So what I want to do first is cut this down a bit. It's too wide for a lid, so I want to bring it down to about half. So there's a bit to come off it. So we'll bring the tail stock up and do that, remove that bit of timber, and then we can do the setting out for the eccentric part of it. So I need to give myself a wee bit of room, wiggle room for any mistake. So we'll just think that would be big enough for the lid. Have to remember too, you're actually cutting into the top of the lid to put the inlay in, so you have to give yourself a wee bit of room to do that.
So Paul's been practicing what he's going to show us today. I've been turning a knob to go on a dresser drawer. What's everybody in the chat been doing today?
I just need to turn my heating off. And roasting eye. Let's see. There we are. Let's knock that off. Where are we? So I need to turn that off.
Chris has been building an outside kitchen. That sounds like a fun project. Get some of the heat out of the house during the summer. Yeah, waiting for the appliances to turn up. It sounds like people building new shops, waiting on new lathes to show up.
So we'll just rub a bit of hip around this.
All right, Todd at Glen Cove has been doing a knob for a Beads of Courage bowl. That's great, Todd.
So very important, this lid doesn't move when you're doing this. So the first thing we need to do is make that a flat surface and sand it. And I applied a coat of sand sealer on the surface of this for the reason of I didn't want the isopon to bleed into the rest of the wood. Now, and the other test pieces I've done, it didn't. So it looked okay. So it was just a wee precaution to be on the safe side. I'll just clean this up. Change the tailstock.
There we go.
Just slow that down a wee bit.
Mark at Turn Again Crafts says he worked today, but now he's sanding, skirting, and the woodwork in the hallway. Sounds like you're doing a little renovation there. George said he just finished 15 large and 10 small bases for a crystal bowl and vase that is destined for the county council. Excellent.
Okay, so that's okay. We can get
Gav's
that.
covered up in resin today. Oh, Gav, sounds like more fun than you care to be in.
So
Malcolm
starting
turned a
off
platter.
120 here. Just sand this up.
Paul Hunter's been turning spears, freehand, no jig. Al's been carving a twisted chalice. Sounds like fun, Al. Robert Boltwood's been working on natural edge bowl and baby rattles. Dale's been turning an urn for his sister-in-law's ashes.
$180.
Alex says he's been sorting what to put in the car for Wednesday's trip. Where are you going, Alex?
$240.
Oh, Alex is going to Ireland. That's right. I forgot about that. Haley reminded me. Roger Kent finished a walnut bowl and turned a hawthorn box. That sounds fun.
And 400 to finish. Now this will be getting sanded again after I've put the inlay out and stuff. But we need it as flat as possible to get nice a nice flat surface for this the cutting to go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to give that a wee taste of sand sealer, just to clean seal that up, and just keep all the wee grain all the same. That's a nice piece of beech. Right, I need to explain to you how this works. Okay, so where's my key? Took keys. Oh, come on. Oh, so overhead. So this is our chuck. I'm just going to get the Allen keys and take it apart and show you what's what. For any of you that seen Terry using this a few weeks ago, the same chuck, and you have this part that screws onto your piece of wood. So that'll be your sacrificial piece of wood, and then you get the jam chuck to put your piece on, or you can screw straight into it, but you have to think about how you're going to take the screw holes away and stuff. So if you do it this way, it's easier because there's no screw holes, and we're ready made a recess on there for the lid to fit on the top of the box. So this is where all the magic happens. As you can see, there's a load of screw holes here, a pivot hole here. Okay. Now, I when I first got this, I watched Jason Breach turn a box. He done it first at our seminar one year, and I said, right, I'm going to buy one of those and have a go at it. So I bought it and got it home, and I spent all day out in the shed, and I had YouTube on the background. How am I not getting the same effect that he's getting? He drilled a second hole, so he did. And it took me a wee while to catch on to the second hole. Now, it makes a difference, okay, to the pattern you get. So, let's see. Just need to undo that screw a wee bit, just to let that smooth. So, when you open the ring up, you can see that you can see all the positions you can go into. It works. There's 8 holes, so it's 4 from each side, or 3 from each side, because the fourth one is the center. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and you can move it back that way. So we're going to go with the new hole I drilled in it to get to the pattern I'm after. Where did I put that screw? Oh, don't tell me it dropped it. Oh, there's it there. It's in the Allen key. So, right. So I'm moving over 3 positions. And the way I'm looking at this here, I'm counting from 1, 2, and 3 is half a 1. So it's actually in the 3rd position on the ring. Okay. So it doesn't matter about, let's see, get that out of the way. Just tighten that back up again. So once you've got this set up here in this position, you don't have to move it again. That's it locked in for the pattern we're going to be doing. Okay. So at this point, we connect it to the R piece, and on the actual disc, there's a wee ball bearing here. There's a line. That's your center line. You work from that line, left or right. Okay. On the actual ring itself, you see there's indentation to be lines here. Go right round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12 different positions. And I put a wee arrow on the direction I'm going. That keeps you in mind of what direction you're going on it. Okay, so we're going to start off in center. Okay, so we put the locking screw in.
Brent Beercroft is in, or Beecroft, I'm sorry. Brent, put an extra R in there.
So that's that on, and we can now get it onto the chuck. As you can see, it is now off center. Okay, so we'll get rid of these. Well, we'll need that Allen key to change the positions, and I'll explain to how that works in a wee minute. The next thing we have to look at, well, what you will need is a new tool post with these collars. The collar on the actual tool post that sits on your banjo is your height. You need to set this at. It must be on center. These two collars hold the parting tool in between it, and they hold it in place. So to set this up, I've already had this set up, so I know it's at the right height. So you need to mark this out, and the best way to do this is I'm marking off the bedways of the lathe here. So I'm bringing my banjo over with a square, and I want to see where this is running around. We do need to move it out this way. So if you put a wee pencil line, just roughly, you can see where that's going to cut. You can't see it unless I turn the camera off. Right, so you can see where I marked that, it's too close to the edge. So we need to move it back in again. And once you set this up, you don't have to move it again. So I think that's about fine where we're going to turn, okay? Okay, so that's that. So make sure it's straight. And you need a block of wood. The block of wood is for you to put in here. Can you see that? That brings it in line with the front of this, and along the tool rest is in line with your banjo, and you know it's square, and you can eye it down through by looking down and see, but you need this here. Oh, I moved that. Yeah. Just lock that banjo in now. Right. So you need to move that. You need to bring that. That's your spacer. Okay. So you need that piece of wood. This piece of wood can be any size, thickness. Okay. You just need enough room for these rings to pass your piece. Okay. So it doesn't matter. Well, I suppose it does matter. You don't want to be overhanging the tool rest away far with your parting tool. Where's my parting tool? You know, if you have overhanging like that, you don't want you want to be close to the piece. Okay. So we have that now in place. We can lock our piece in. So that's locked in place. So the next part you need to set up. It sounds an awful lot, but it's not really. These rings, you can position them. You need enough swing on this. So when you cut your first ring, okay, you don't want to be dismantling all this and having to set it all up again. Once it's in that position, lock everything down, and all you have to do is swing this out of the way when you go to take this off to move it around to the next position. Are you all following? Yes, good.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Any
Gav
questions?
has Gav has just an idea for you. With this whole setup, he says he's got a extra long Allen key that fits through where the knockout bar goes. So it goes through the spindle, has a sleeve over it to keep it central, instead of having to take the chuck off and change the position.
Yeah, but
So
you need to change the position. You'll see now in a wee minute. Because we're not going to just be cutting one ring. We're going to be cutting a series of rings. So you need to have your parting tool nice and snug in this. So when you cut into the wood, you're not getting any movement and you get a
right.
nice crisp clean line. Okay. So I'm just going to bring that camera down a wee bit for you, just so that you can see that. Okay.
Door 60 has joined us. How you doing, Door?
Welcome along. Right. So speed, yes, you need to take your speed down to around about 900 if you can get it to sit at 900. I was hovering about 8.5. I'll do. Okay. So you want to plunge this straight in. Take your time.
Copper Al has joined us.
And you want to go in about 3 or 4 bill. Okay. So we now can swing this out of the way. We need to take the chuck off at this point, or the piece off. Where did I put that chuck key? There's it.
Mike with Dances with Aardvarks has joined us. How you doing, Mike?
So we need to take that off to move it around to the next position. We're not
Matt
changing
Iverson is
this.
here.
We're not changing the setting on any of this. All we're doing is loosening this center screw. Okay. A couple of turns. There's a wee ball bearing in there. You see the line? Yes. And you can see my arrow. So we're going to move it around 2 positions. 1. And it clicks into that. That wee ball bearing locates it in that position. So
Now,
now
is that bearing fixed or is it free?
it's fixed.
Okay. Okay.
So when you lock onto it, it puts it in position. So it's moved down around 2 positions here. I don't know if you can see it. So there's our line, our start line. There's our first position, second position. That's two movements. So we're just going to make sure that's tight. And then that has moved down to another position. So all we have to do is bring our block in and lock our tail stock in place. Where'd that go? Oh, there's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've understood what you were saying. Yeah.
you need to keep this wee bit of wood, whatever you're using, okay, or you're doing this. So now we're ready for the next cut, okay? And you can move it in any positions you want along those 12 points. So I'm making it round in 2s. You can do it in 3s. I'll show you again where these, now that everybody's in, and I've written on the positions I have taken these round at. So that was it, 4 positions. That gives you that pattern. Okay. That one was 1 position, just 1, and moved it around 1 at a time, giving me that pattern. Okay. That was 2 positions. Okay. And the last one was 3. 3 positions gets you that pattern. Okay. So we have moved it around 2, so we are now ready to go for our next cut. And just gently push it on slowly, and when it starts cutting, Just hold on to your tool. We're only going to 3 or 4 mil. You don't have to really go too deep. And there you can see, there you can see our second cut. Okay. So again, we need to move it around another 2 positions to the next circle. Where's that? Okay. So as long as you keep an eye on how many you're moving it around at a time, you shouldn't have any bar. So always use your witness mark. So 1, 2. So altogether that has moved 4 times from we started. Okay. So, and this is a repeatable. Once it's set on the ring part, you can produce any of that over and over again. It's not a one-off thing. It'll go do the same pattern all the time. So we just bring our spacer piece of wood in, lock that down, and again, we're going to go and cut the next position. Just force it. You want this to be nice and snug here. You don't want to have any movement, because movement will give you an uneven cut. And that's fine. Okay, so we now have 3 cuts. Now, if you so wished, you could leave it at that, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to go on. If we can get this loosened. Oh, come on. That's it. So, where did I put my key? Okay. So, it takes a wee bit of time doing this, but once you've done it 1 or twice, it takes no time at all. So, make sure you haven't moved this when you loosen that screw. You'll lose all. You'll have to start back to the start and go around 2 at a time. 1, 2. So
Now
that's it.
that screw that you're loosening and retightening, that
Yep.
screw is staying central all the time, right?
Yes, it stays central.
Okay. So that answers several of the questions that have been, or some of the discussion that's coming up. Yeah. So Gav's idea of having that long Allen wrench or Allen key with a sleeve on it to keep it central in the spindle, you could reach from the other side of the headstock all the way through, loosen that.
Yeah,
So,
you could. Yeah,
yeah.
that would work.
Yeah.
Just because you loosen that and you just undo that wee part, turn it 2 positions or 3 positions, whatever you want to do, and keep it snug again and tighten the screw up. You could do that without taking that off. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Haim Matza has joined us, as well as Lucy. Glad to see both of you guys.
Welcome along, everyone. So that's our spacer worked out, and we're nice and tight. And again, start the lathe up, and the speed is 890. Okay, so you don't need to go too fast. So again, this is nice and snug in here. You have to put a wee bit of pressure on it to push it through. Okay. Yeah, that would probably work, Doug, if you had a big long Allen key to get through there. See if we taking it off that.
A good bushing to keep it centralized, so you didn't have to hunt for it.
All you're doing is loosening that screw to give you the freedom to lift it over the ball bearing.
Right.
Okay, so find our center line and move it 2 more. 1, 2. Okay, and then tighten it up again.
Yep.
So yes, that would work. Okay, but saying that, it's just as easier to take it off. It doesn't take long.
Right. Right. Just another way. If somebody had the time and the want to and whatnot, they could do it the other way. And
Okay, so we've got our spacer in. We just want to tighten our tool post in place and then take our spacer out. So this will be the last cut. Okay. I think.
Mike has said that a point tool would also be a good option for cutting the circles. And I think that's true if you're not filling them. Paul's going to fill these, so you almost need the
Yes, I'm
square
going to fill
trough.
these. Right, so with one position to go yet. So that was it. There's one left. You might think that's a wee bit busy, but we'll just go with it. You know, so you don't
Okay.
have to go with 2 all the time. You could do it with 3 and just move it around 3 times, which would give you 3 circles.
Chris has asked a question. He says, Paul, has Paul put a mark on the parting tool to get repeatable depths?
No, I haven't. It doesn't really matter because you're going to fill it. The only thing I would say is remember this is the lid, okay?
Yes, right.
And I have you are going in there 3 or 4 mil, okay? So I haven't took too much away from the underside of it, so it should be okay.
That would not be a bad idea. Put a a
Yeah,
Sharpie line or something like that on
you
your
could do.
parting tool.
Yes, you could do that, guys. Yeah. So this is the last cut, last circle.
Todd said that these lives are perfect for asking questions, and they really are. That's part of
So
the purpose of them.
so the other thing about this piece of wood, it means when you're going in, your parting tool, you're straight onto the wood. You know, you're parallel with a 90 to that. So if this was in a bit or out a bit, it'd be going in at an angle and it wouldn't give you a nice straight cut, if you understand what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're finished with that. And
Um,
you do need these and your height for those colors
yeah.
for that to work.
Mike has asked, is milliput making a comeback? He hasn't seen a milliput video in ages. No, Mike, it's
Nearly
not.
put it's not tonight. It's not no.
It could. Milliput would be a good choice for this, but we're going to use
I like
something else tonight.
Millie put. It's okay, but for the older generation, it's a bit sore on the fingers. If you have arthritis in your hands, it's very hard to mix. So it is, and the thing about it is, depending sometimes when you get it, one sticks rock hard usually, and the colors. The hardener is always the hardest one in the pack, and the color one is always softer one. But you do need to work with it to get it mixed thoroughly, and and so on. So we're going to use. Oh, where is that? We're going to be using isopon tonight, so it works. And I'm going to be has a kite here. I am. So we need a mixing board, so a little bit of hardboard, and we need to scrape that out and to see what we have here. Unfortunately, I wasn't putting our tin today, so knowing I was going to use it. So you want to make enough up to make sure you have plenty mixed up. Because you're adding a color to it, you don't want to have to add another bit to it and try to match the color. So I mixed one batch up yesterday and done those 4 test pieces. So what did so that should be more than enough on there. So not very much left in that. I think that will go in the bin. Right. You get a wee thing of hardener with it. Okay. So when I was in the shop today, I bought an extra tube of hardener. Okay. So that should be plenty. Anybody repair people watching? If I'm not doing it right, let me know. Right, so we'll want to mix this in. Okay.
I'll do the funny one first. Paul says that's enough for a whole car. Well, it depends on your repair, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
But you don't want to be too. You don't want to be short. Put it that
That's
way.
a fact. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Robert
So
said with milliput, he cuts the hardener in very thin slices and makes it a little easier to mix it up.
yes, that's what I had to do too.
Yeah, Mike says he microwaves the milliput for a few seconds. That softens it. That
So
would make sense.
we're just going to use ordinary acrylic paint. Okay. That should be. We'll see what that mixes up like. I think we're done it on the paint there. So you want to mix this thoroughly through so you don't have any streaks in it. I think you get about 20, 30 minutes with this stuff once you've mixed the hardener in. That'll give us plenty of time to do the bottom off the back. So we're just mixing that thoroughly through. Being very as quick as possible. And this is why I put the sand sealer on top of that piece so that there was any bleed, it wouldn't go into the grain. Okay, so I'll have to watch here because there's a bit of unmixed stuff on our side. I'm just going to scrape that off. Just noticed that there. That would have been not good. So yeah, I can feel that starting to go already. Right. So just weld it on. Making sure you get it well in.
Spread it like peanut butter.
Yeah. Just like you're toasting your jam and in the mornings, you just like plenty of jam on your toast or marmalade or whatever. So I'm overfilling this. Okay. So I know there's plenty on the top of this. Probably going too far.
While you're doing that, Malcolm has kind of asked a question. He says shrinkage on curing could be an issue with some materials. Haley said it looks like it's quite wet. Do you get much shrinkage on it?
No.
No.
There was no shrinkage on those ones at all. They've had a day to harden it overnight, and plus when I seen that done at our demo one night, he had brought a couple of pieces with him, and there was no shrinkage on it at
I
all.
would imagine those lines being as thin as they are, um, probably not a lot of shrinkage there.
So that's it coated, and you can fuss about with it till the cows come home, but you better just leave it alone and put it to the side and let it harden. Okay, so we'll put that to the side and we'll let that harden. So you can see there's quite a bit, mm, probably enough for an hour one if you want it. So if you're going to do, you might as well do two on the day
Mm-hmm.
and do two
Mm-hmm.
together, so you're not wasting the price upon. It's quite expensive for that wee tin. Like they give you this big tin, and you're looking at it, and you're thinking that's full. It's only full to there, half a tin.
Right.
Yeah, I was surprised when I opened it because see the lid. Where is that R10? There's there's the lid. Look how far the lid goes into the tin.
Mm, sure does. Yeah.
So you're not getting enough of that in the tin. So you want to use it sparingly. And right, so we're now on our bottom of our box. So we can work on this while that's curing over there. You should be able to turn this and hollow this out by the time that's hard. Right.
Yeah, Mike, I understand. Mike said this is giving me flashbacks to the torture of sending back excess isopan back in the 80s in the custom car phenomenon. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
had a,
well, the advantage is with the wood turning tools, you can do it very quickly.
that's true. I had an old car that the quarter panel had a big rust hole in it.
Just going to set
Big.
this outside because the smell of that's getting overwhelming. You can see me passing out. There, that's away outside. So we'll just check that running through. Okay, we just need to clean the outside of that up.
Yeah, Pete said it would have been easier if you just stood still and spun the car at 3,000 RPMs. Exactly. That's why we can use it on in wood turning, and it's not so bad.
Right, we'll just screw the outside of this up, the bottom. Turn the speed up now. 2000 RPM. Look at that and see if there's any tear out in the ingredient. Looks fairly good. There's a wee slight bump in the middle. Okay, that's just give that a quick sand.
Robert has said that P40 sands better than P38.
Okay.
Yes, Mike. Um, there's a fella that just in our last club meeting last Wednesday, he showed a couple of really nice pieces. Well, he showed a really nice piece. Had a pewter base, and then pewter. There was a pewter ring in his lid for this kind of a pedestal box. It really was very, very nice. But yes, pewter does make a good fill. Several products on the market that work well for taking color. This this seems to work extremely well. Um, I've tried the resin-crete a couple of times, and getting colors that I like are hard. That's kind of tough. I did buy some other stuff. It's right here. What's it called? Oh, it's just vinyl spackling. Just like wall spackling. I was going to try to color it, and I haven't had a chance to try it yet.
So just applying a wee taste of cell sealer.
I know Gav was talking about the UV resins a while ago. They work brilliantly, except that you can't mix a lot of dark colors or mica powders in them, glitter, none of that, because the UV light has to penetrate, and it just doesn't. You get too much color in it, and it doesn't penetrate very well. But what you can do is put some mica powder in the bottom of a groove, and then put your UV resin over the top of it. Just let it be clear, and then once it's cured, you can sand that back pretty nicely. Yeah, Chris talking about John. I'm not sure how to say that last name. Anyway, what if I could? Yes, I know who you're talking about. He uses different colored wax crayons that he melts to fill up recesses sometimes.
Yeah, I've
Yes,
seen that done. Yeah, that
that's a
works.
different technique too. Absolutely. And I'm sure you all in the UK have them just like we have them here. There are those wax um, repair sticks.
Aye, wax sticks. Aye.
Yeah, real hard wax that you use for scratches or nail holes or whatever on furniture. That would work. Those work very nicely. A little harder than crayons are. But you get more colors in crayons. That's the nice thing about them. And they're cheaper too.
Just checking on my bit of a. That's hard. So I want to get the size of the underline, the underside of it.
Did you say that filler was hard already?
Yeah, it's hard.
Yep, yep. When it goes, doesn't it? It goes quickly.
Yes, if I can get the piece off the jam chuck. Right, I got it. Right. So let's see what we have here. Okay. What am I going? What way am I going to do this? I was going to make that flush with the top, but I can't. Now I have done the inlay in that. Uh, didn't think I through Paul, and that should have been a wee bit bigger. So it could have been, but it doesn't need to be. You can have the lid fitting on. It'll be
You
all
don't
right.
you don't think you got enough in the lid to cut it back
I
on the
could
top?
I could cut it back a wee bit. We'll see in a wee minute. So we'll
Yeah.
hollow this out and then we'll try for clean this face up a wee bit to see where the actual line is.
Mike says he's retiring in 2 weeks because his insurance went up to ridiculous prices. Not sure I understand exactly what you're saying, but congratulations on retiring. That's great. Not everybody can.
More time for the workshop.
Yes, absolutely. More time in the workshop making things that twist our heads up so much we can't get around it very well. Yeah, more time to play, Todd says. I understand. Yeah, I'm all for it. Oh, I know what you're saying, Mike. Okay. Yeah. Retire and then you can get your benefits insurance, right?
We just stop that and check our depth. Yeah, all right. Good quarter for that shit.
Babes woke up. How you doing, Babes?
So just going down the side wall and swing your tool round.
Oh, Mike says his commercial vehicle insurance went up 5 times and his indemnity went up double. That's craziness. That is craziness. I don't, yes, absolutely. That's a financial nightmare. Things like that happen. Of course, I made the mistake. I went to the grocery with my wife last night. That was not a good thing for me to do. Not good.
You following around going, we don't need that. We don't need that.
No, 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 no. I was telling myself I don't need that. I don't need that. No, we needed everything she got. That was not an issue. I wanted to grab this and a little of that. And uh, groceries here
Uh,
are awful.
Before you know it, you've got quite a bit of a bill.
Oh yes, yes.
So if you see the beating part tool here to go down the side wall, we're going to have a square bottom. We're not having a round.
We were going through the checkout line and had, I don't know, almost half the stuff. Well, a little over half the stuff was run through, and it was getting close to $100. And she said, "It's going to be $200." I just looked at her like, "You're the one that picked it up. Don't you can't blame me." And so we get through, and we did have a stack of coupons as well, but the girl got through checking it all in. It was just a little, $120 or something. And then she took the coupons off, and that brought us down to $107, I think it was. So it worked out. It worked out. Yes, Mike, check out trauma is exactly right. Dale said eggs are made of gold. You're exactly right, Dale. We got a dozen. She got a dozen of the cheapest eggs they had, and they were expensive. We're
No.
we've had chickens in the past. Last summer, the fox got in and got our chickens, so
Just
we're
take
going
that
to
off for
start
a minute.
over.
I wanna put the lid back on and clean the front of it up and see exactly where we are, or the side of it. Now we're gonna find the Allen key for that. I'm just gonna mount it back onto the. Just make that back. Right.
Yes, Robert. Robert said, "Don't go shopping." Wife said, "I'm too expensive to take." Yeah, I'm typically that way.
So I'm just using the jam chuck to put this lid back on. Just put the dust extractor on for this stuff.
Yeah, Todd, you're probably right. A lot of people who have all their money tied up in the stock market are probably singing some blues about now. But my retirement is there, but I don't have any. None of my cash is tied up in the stock market.
Right. Don't go too far with the tool. Sand the rest off, because you can cut
Right.
too much off, and then before you know it, you're down into the where you shouldn't be.
Right. Dale says it's dinner time, so he's going to have to watch the rest later. Dale, you have a great
Just
supper.
throw the lid down. Looks okay. We'll go with a 120.
I'm assuming that's at the show. I'm assuming Lucy's talking about going to the show that between Andy and herself, they spent 50 pounds between the two of them. That was probably for something to drink. It's like the shows I go to, they charge you outrageous just for something to drink. It's craziness. Gav says that looks amazing, and Gav, I would agree with you. That's just it's a brilliant tool to begin with, but then the inlay just really is nice.
So I just spotted a couple of wee things wrong with it. Needs a wee bit more mixing. There's a few wee white speckles on it, but I think that's to do with the mixing of it. You need to spend a wee bit more time just on getting the mixture 100% white. There's wee white bits all over I can see, but apart from that, it's okay. It sounds up lovely, and
Mm-hmm.
so that was 400. So we'll give that a coat of sand and sealer, and then we'll get the lid and the bottom married together and see how that goes. And usually when you put the sand sealer on, it color changes dramatically. Looks nice with that color, like that. So just give that a wee bush, a wee shot. Just put a wee bit of wax on that. Give it a chance to harden, and then we can buff that over later. So looking at that, Doug, I do have a wee bit of room to take the
Yeah,
diameter down.
I thought I remembered that.
So
I thought so.
we don't want to take it too close. You know, we'll see how far we can get it. How do I get that off?
Okay, so they overlooked Lucy in her tea when they went to get stuff. So they charged Andy for his coffee and the kids for their chips. That was only 580. So okay, you did okay. You did all right. It's cheaper to drink at home. Yes, you're exactly right, Lucy. Regardless of what it is you're drinking, even if it's just water. Uh,
Okay, so we've got our lid, we've got our base back on, and we'll get that lid back on to see if we can take that down a wee bit. So, let's see. Where's our where I put the base? Oh, there's the.
over there.
Keep losing things. Things. So if I'm going to take a quarter of an inch off, that would be close. No, I couldn't take a quarter of an inch off that. We'll take it closer to it. That's what we can do. We will be a wee bit of a overhang, but I might be able to feather it in, on the bottom of it, and keeping the top nice and true. If you follow.
Oh, Lucy bought the kids aprons with their names on them. Very nice. Very nice.
Right, let's take this down a wee bit. Turn the speed up again. I could put, I could probably fit that lid to the box now and blend that in together. I think that would be the better way of doing it.
Robert's asking a question. He's planning on using some lemon oil for the first time. Uh, d- uh, After
Lemon oil.
sanding, does he do sanding sealer or not?
What's linen oil? I never heard of
Lemon
it.
oil?
Uh-huh. What's it similar
Um,
to?
it's just a thin oil. Robert, I would say not, because you want it to soak into the wood. So I would not use sanding sealer. Sand all the way up as high as you're going to go, and then use your lemon oil. Otherwise, if you use sanding sealer, your lemon oil is just going to sit on top. That's a squealer.
Yeah, it is. Might have to take some from the underside of the box. Don't have an awful lot of room.
Yeah, Gab does not use any sanding sealer before the lemon oil. Yeah, I would not have thought so. I'm trying to think back too on seeing other folks who use lemon oil. Um, I don't remember them using sanding sealer.
I think I'll tidy that up and we'll take the rest off the lid of the box. Right, okay. Yeah, we need some more out of the box, out of the lid. So we'll sand that up, finish that, and then we can concentrate on the lid.
Phew. I'm gonna have to get one of my smocks put on. I'm cold. Good reminder. Roger Kent has said, don't forget the thumbs up for Paul. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so that's the inside the box done for now. I can always go back on it and tidy it up a wee bit more. I want to get the lid sort of halfway sorted out.
Gerard's having to take off. Gerard, we'll see you on the next one. Good to have you in today.
Thanks for coming in, Gerard. Right. Oh, that wasn't my toe. Let's see. Need a wee jam chuck here to reverse the lid in. So I'm going to put this back on, and couldn't be annoyed at getting my cool jaws and moving all those buttons. So I can't. So we'll do it this way. Way bad sound sooner or often. So what size do we want that? Where's my calipers? I don't think there's enough of that in that. So we'll just take that off. Hopefully it'll be to it. Just winging it, So
yeah, you just reminded me. My wife was trying to do some vacuuming. I was downstairs and she was upstairs, and something happened to the vacuum. I don't know what she did to it, and I asked if I could help. She wouldn't let me come help, so she was just determined to do it herself, whatever it was. But she was having this ugly discussion with that vacuum cleaner, like the vacuum cleaner could do anything to help her out. You know, she was just talking away to it, fussing at it, giving it down the road.
it's going to be close. It's very close. So we'll see how close we are. We're nowhere near it. Might be pushing it a wee bit here, trying to get this to sit in this. But, if we don't try, we don't get. For all I need to take off the bottom of the lid.
Mm.
Fairly close to it. Just a wee smidgen.
You almost have enough wood there, don't you?
Yep. I like to be close to the wind, If it was any bigger piece of wood I was trying to do, this wouldn't do it because it would probably break these edges out. For all I want to hold that on to take a wee bit off the bottom of that lid. We're almost there. It's a wee shimmy. It took too much of it.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
Isn't that the way it always goes?
I'll have to get a wee bit of kitchen towel. It didn't seem as if it was taking an awful lot off it. So but there's quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I could probably double
When
that up again.
we do stuff like that, we're taking twice as much as
Yeah,
we
forget
see.
about the other side.
Yeah,
Eh,
you got the other side. Yeah, it's round. You're taking it off all the way around.
What? So that's
Maybe.
we can get this to work. We can make it work. I have great confidence in myself. I can make anything work. A bit sketchy at times, but but it works. And the old faithful, where is it? I've lost my tape. Where's my masking tape? Oh, well, there's it there. Sitting in front of me as usual. So we'll just bring the tailstock up to make sure that's nice and
Some of the
tight.
Mike Walt special, huh?
Yep. And we need a wee black so I don't mark it on the other side of that. There's one there, but it's been used before. Chuck, but it has a center. So we'll just bring that up. Squeeze that into the hole. And we'll get a bit of tape run around. That should hold it.
All right. Lucy said she got to actually meet Mike Walt Saturday. Good for you, Lucy. Good for you.
Right. What are we looking at? Caliber. Let's see if we can get that the right size. Somewhere there. Somewhere there. Only a couple of millimeters, really. We'll just work up to the line. Don't want to go too mad at it. Almost. Just a wee bit.
Maybe just sand it.
I'm just gonna use this the wing of the gouge to take a wee bit off it. Still too tight. Too tight.
Now just a half a wing this time.
Dust.
Mm-hmm.
There. And it's not too tight and it's not too loose.
Just
Okay.
fits. Just fits.
Right. So we can finish the underside of that. Now that I have that done, and I'm just gonna do that up. Hopefully it'll stay there. Keeping in mind we have an inlay on the other side, so I think there's plenty of wood there, but always remember about that. You could be cutting into it. Put a couple of wee lines in it. Because we can.
All right, Gav's going to leave us. Gav, good to see you, bud. We'll see you next time around. Jennifer's got to go as well. So, Jennifer, you take care.
All the best. Thanks for coming in. Right, we'll give it a wee taste of sounds here. We'll get this turned around and get the final dimension on the outside done. This will probably raise the grain a wee bit with the make it a wee bit tighter too. Some sounds you learn. Okay. We'll get this off.
Now, it did come right out, didn't it?
Oh yeah. I never doubted that it wouldn't. I'll take this off. I don't need that no more. So,
You said that before.
I put this box back here at the bottom. I just check it runs nice and true. It does. Right, now we need to bring that in. I'm just going to bring it down at an angle. You can see that wee bit of an angle I have on that.
Yeah.
Yep. So
That was a good solution.
Just going to bring that down. So I need something to cover this. Where'd that block go? Oh, my head. As I got underneath the lathe to pick my wee waste block up. We need to hold that on. So get a clean bit. I'll just get an R square of kitchen paper. We can break out and use an R bit. So I just want to put that in the face of that. Just give us a wee bit of support while I trim the outside of that. I'll just take some of that paper away now. Don't want that flapping around. Not too
Paul
tight.
Hunter said a bit of router mat. Yeah, that would work as well.
Yeah.
Just whatever you have handy.
I don't know where it is. I do have some, but
like everything else.
I still have a wee bit of room on the top, so I could take a wee bit off that. But
Roger Kent has got to go, and Carson Pedersen is leaving as well.
Okay, guys,
have
thanks
a good
for coming
night.
in.
Have a great night. We just crossed the hour and a half mark. Nice.
I think I've just sand that.
You'll love this, Paul. I just realized I haven't set up my live for tomorrow. So I've got to get that set up and get the links out for everybody, and don't really know what I'm going to do just yet. Got a series coming up that I want to do. I'm looking forward to, but didn't quite want to get that started just yet. Wanted to wait just a little while. So I'll figure something out here in just a little bit, and it will be posted before too long. Ooh, I know something I could do. I've got 3 partial projects here that I could work on finishing those up. That wouldn't be so bad. Yeah, Paul, you're exactly right. It'll be fun. Whatever it is, it'll be fun. Some of you may have seen, some of you may not have seen. I did just cross a new milestone. I have 250 videos up. It seems like I just started doing these things, and here we are at 250.
Very good.
My goal for 2025 is to have close to. I'd like to be between 325 and 350 by the end of the year. So that's a bunch. That's a bunch. But you figure one a week, there's 50 right there. Yes, Lucy, that's right. I will be an hour earlier for most of you, for you folks in the UK, because our time changed this past Sunday, and your all doesn't change till the end of the month. So Paul's an hour later for me. I was hollering at him at 2:45, saying, "Where's the link? Where's the link?" And he's saying, "I don't know. I'll get it to you." I finally figured out it's an hour later than what I'm used to. So no problem. But that makes me
Yeah.
an hour early for you guys. So
Started the late nights again.
yeah.
I like the late nights. Just a wee touch the wax on that.
Yeah, for a couple of weeks here, I'll be an hour earlier for you all. And like I said, I'll figure something out, whether it's finishing these 3 projects that got started Saturday, or I may just grab a chunk of wood and just see what comes out of it. I've got some
Just make some
interesting,
shavings.
yeah, I've got some interesting pieces of wood laying here. So we'll just see what happens.
Right, let's see where we are now. Hopefully I didn't mark it. Give that a wee wipe over with a wax again.
That's the one place I like to keep a just a cloth piece in my wax can.
Yeah,
that that waxy cloth stays waxed up that way, and you really don't have to dig into your wax all that much.
yeah, helps it last a wee bit longer.
Hmm.
Hmm. Right, just the foot to take off, and that'll be done and dusted. And just don't expand it too much, Paul, or I'm crack that. Okay, that's that. And that is blunt as anything. That isopon is took the edge off it.
Was noticing the other day one of my bowl gouges is going to have to be replaced. It has gotten awfully short.
Yeah, once the flute sort of disappeared, you can't really sharpen it very well.
Yeah, well, yeah, it doesn't want to go in the jig anymore. Well, it goes in, but jig doesn't want to clamp it properly. Get off. I've run out of flute for the jig to grab onto. So did you sharpen or did you grab another gouge?
No, I sharpened it.
Okay, all right. Well, it sharpened up nicely.
Do 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 do. We test the stuff on the inside of that. Missed a bit. It missed a bit. Okay. Yes, and me. So there we are, guys. We beach box with the eccentric turned and then laid. Uh, that's not a good camera. Yeah, inlaid
There you
with
go.
some isopon and colored paint. The color. Uh, nice
That's
wee,
great.
nice wee box. Okay.
That's great.
That
Nice
that
box, nice inlay. The whole thing looks good.
that turned out all right. Just bring you back in, and I'll bring myself back in. There we are. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me tonight and to see what I was up to. Nice wee simple box with a bit of inlay in the lid using the eccentric chuck or Axmister. Uh, you can do all sorts of stuff with that. That's only half of the things you can do with it.
Oh yeah.
It needs a wee bit of more and investing time in and seeing what each and every setting does to throw it off. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it worked out well. Um,
Absolutely.
and again, you don't have to use that size of parting tool. You could use a wee small one and make the lines thinner again, which will probably, I don't know. I think that size is okay.
Sure.
Anyway, guys, thank you again for joining me this evening. And so I hope you found that of interest.
Lots of good compliments. So very good. Very good.
I need a drink. So I will say tonight a good night. Tonight. I was going to say tonight. Good night. Let me get my mouse over here, see where
There
this
you
button
go.
is. This is the bit we all have trouble with. You press this button and then it seems to drag on for at the end. So
Yes.
I'm going to say cheerio, guys. I'll see you
Good
next
night,
Monday.
everybody. Have
And
a great night.
bye. It's pressed like it's